beginning. The feast at the end of time. The last revelry to say farewell. The people here know that it's almost over.
Yeah. Only 13 days to go.
Lightning Returns is an action RPG by Square Enix, the final game in the Final Fantasy XIII series. In this story, it's been about 500 years since the last Final Fantasy, and Lightning is back to save souls and fight monsters and stuff. You know, good stuff like that. The story doesn't quite start off right after the last one, but Lightning is still trying to save Sarah from the events of the last Final Fantasy, which I am not going to spoil for you. All I'm going to say is this world is in chaos and Lightning returns to clean up the mess in about 13 days. Well, not quite 13 days. You get 7 days to start off with a chance to increase to 13 by delivering saved souls to a tree flower thing. I don't know. So let's move on to the likes. The gameplay. Gameplay is vastly improved from the first Final Fantasy XIII. I say this because I know there are people out there who probably, dislike that game as much as I did and might have skipped Final Fantasy II. I didn't. I kind of went in reverse. I played Final Fantasy XIII 2 first and loved it, and then went back to play the first one to better understand, the story and the characters, get the backstory of what was going on, and put my controller down after about chapter 5 and took it back to GameStop to get my $2 back. So, disappointed with the first one, but the battle system in this game is terrific. Letting you fully control all of Lightning's attacks and abilities. Your ATB bar, or action time bar, goes down after each attack, but it replenishes pretty quickly when you change your schemata to another role. Schemata is basically different outfits you get from shops or from Hope when you go back to take out the souls that you've saved and give it to the tree thing. And they sometimes come with default abilities which are mapped to certain buttons on your controller, or have 4 slots that are completely open for you to set custom abilities to those buttons. Abilities sometimes drop off monsters you slay in the world and can be upgraded at sorcery shops in certain cities in the world. The Crystarium system is gone this time. You upgrade your stats through main and side quests. All this sounds fine and dandy, right? Your typical action RPG. But there's a little twist to it. Time plays a huge role this time around. Each day only has 22 or 23 days, I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly which one, in it. But the time clock speed in this game is insane. Running for about 5 minutes could cost you 30 to 45 minutes in game time, and you only have until 6 a.m. each day to return to Hope and the tree flower thing to drop off the collected souls. On top of the fact that some NPCs only show up at certain times of the day, and some quests you have to come back to the same NPC 3 days in a row. Time matters. Lightning does have a few powers that will save you a little bit of time. She gets the time stopping ability, a teleporting ability, and both of them consume energy points, but you also get to upgrade the amount of points you can hold throughout the game. Graphics. Look at that water. The graphics in this game to me are very lacking. Cutscenes look beautiful, of course. Certain areas look nice, but when you get up close and really look, you realize that lightning is the best looking thing in the game. There were certain places where I felt it looked, you know, kind of PS2-ish, which isn't good. But for a non-full price game, I guess that's what you would expect. Cut back on something, right? Now, the areas are massive and still look extraordinary when you get that, you know, that slow motion pan over the landscape we all love so much.
It's the world as it once was, nature's last stand. Wild beasts still live and die here as they always have. It's raw in nature, red in tooth and claw, and the chaos here is just as dangerous.
Some areas can take you an hour to run from one end to the other. This is the biggest Final Fantasy game that Square has ever made, period. Now, one dislike to the game I have was the story. See, the NPC story is much more enjoyable than the main story. It's just, yeah, I just found myself not even listening to the story at all, just going to the next NPC to hear their story. And Lightning, she's losing her humanity. I get it. But honestly, Kristen Stewart has more personality. And that's not good at all. But honestly, that was the only fallback I had to this game. Also, the music is excellent. I've enjoyed most of the music in all the games, and the tracks in these are especially nice. So, you know, in conclusion, I'd like to say Final Fantasy XIII Lightning Returns is a game you should definitely pick up, whether you're a Final Fantasy fan or just a regular action RPG fan. Either one of you guys would like the game. It's definitely worth a try. It's not the best, it's certainly not the worst, but you know, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. It's definitely worth a try. I had a whole lot of fun playing this one. I really enjoyed the previous one. I platinumed that one. Don't have a walkthrough of that one, but really enjoyed this one. This one will tide you over until we get Final Fantasy 15. So, this has been your host, GravyOnTop of Two Negro Nerds. As always, stay tuned for more reviews. Don't forget to comment, like, hit that subscribe button, that like button. And yeah, that's it. Holla at you later. Give Final Fantasy XIII Lightning Returns a chance. Peace.